I reckon we're at a point, like for example, 2016, 2015, like life was simple. It felt, or maybe we're just young. I don't know, but it just felt like things were just, it was just very generic. Like you've got just things happening like as it should. You don't have AI. You didn't have pandemic, etc. It's just basic life that was going through. I mean, people had their own issues, etc. going on, and that's life, right? People, you're going to go through the bad times, but there wasn't this shockwave or not curiosity, but fear. And now, post-pandemic, we're at a point where it's like, oh, what's going to happen? Like you never questioned yourself in 2015, what's going to happen?
I was too busy with Bakugans and like Furitazos and stuff like that.
Cuckoo. I would. But do you know what I mean? Like, I think maybe because we were younger, who knows? Just times were such more simple, and then Harambe dies, and then it's all. No, but it all. Yeah, it's just. I just think like now there's a lot of thought as to what's next. There's more emphasis on that, and the pandemic opened that gate.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you agree though?
Yeah, I think so as well. Like a lot of people are thinking about what the next big collapse or something is going to happen.
Enchilada is.
Yeah, I think that is in a lot of people's. I guess 'cause like we've gone through like the lockdown phase and stuff like that, so. I think it's really changed people's, and obviously like in social media, part of it as well. I think it's really has made people a bit more somewhat paranoid with the increase of also like conspiracy theories. Like you can just imagine sitting in your own room just for the source of entertainment. You just look at conspiracy theories. I mean, there's so many that came out during that phase of like lockdown, and yeah, but
some interesting ones as well.
Yeah, a lot of interesting ones. Yeah.
Love a good conspiracy at times. Depends how it goes.
Yeah.
There's we speak about black swan events of what could happen around the world, but there's a lot of things we forget, I feel, when it comes to our own lives. And I mentioned it at the very beginning. But there's always that one thing that could go wrong, that could completely change not just your life, but everyone's lives around you, like your loved ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're like one decision away at times.
Yeah, definitely. It's just even, I think like it's true. Like we always think about like the global scale, like something disastrous like World War III, which obviously has a low probability compared to you being in a car crash, to be honest, right? So when you think about it in that regard, I think with like a black swan event coming back to like our daily lives could be like obviously losing a loved one, and another one could be just, I think that anything that basically threatens the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, especially the first layer, is technically a black swan. Like if it's like unpredicted. Like the first layer, right? The physiological needs. Like if a natural disaster occurs or something happens to your home, you couldn't afford the loan, now you have to liquidate it. Like now you don't have any house to stay in. Now you're homeless. That's like black swan. Some people, that happens to some people. You see on like in the city. Just unfortunate. But like people are so focused on like the global side that they don't think about themselves as well. Like you have to think about like in your daily life and the habits and routines and the things that you're doing, like could that lead to black swan? Like how to prepare for that as well.
100%.
Because that's the only thing you really have control over. You can't control what countries do and like these political figures and AI and all these things, but you can control what you're doing with your daily life. And I think that's the thing. Like even like say for example this podcast, the Black Swan event, there could be so many events that could happen. Like this is dark, but this is realistic, right? I could pass away, right? What would happen at that moment of time?
Knock on wood. Where's wood? Where's the wood?
Yeah.
No,
but that's a Black Swan, right? Because we both had ideas of like it's always us two, and things like that. So that's
I'll just do it myself. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. No, I know what you mean. Yeah.
yeah. So like
It's-
things like that, you never would expect it. But yeah,
I don't know what I'd do if you passed.
I'll be honest. Like if that hypothetically happened, I'll just like just go on with it.
Yeah, you would have to, but you just talk to yourself then. Maybe an AI
Definitely
version.
continue.
AI version of put your mind into a computer. It's like, hey,
Well, you have enough data to be able to probably replicate.
I don't think
my
so. I
voice.
think you have a lot more. There's a lot more data to be uncovered
That's true.
in a good way.
But anyways, coming back to like the less dark side of it.
Yeah.
that's quite dark turn, but yeah, I'm just saying like it's just things you would never really expect. So it's just preparing. I mean, as we said as well, right? You don't want to also live paranoid because you don't want to live to a point where you just think about every little thing that can go wrong and just like living in just fear, paranoia. But it's just you want to be to the point that you are like if it does occur, you'll still be able to survive through it. That's the main thing.
Yeah, I agree, 100%. I think you don't think of this stuff, and yeah, it's even just trying to prepare and survive from that. It's a big ask, man. Like anything that happens, but yeah,
It makes you also think like we value so much about like cars and watches and all this stuff. Like the biggest thing is like health.
yeah, yes,
Like honestly, like say I go to the gym, I'm like a bodybuilder, all this stuff, I'm ripped shredded, spent 10 years of that. Then I get into an accident, like a big major accident that I can't probably lift for like years. All those gains are now gone in a way. But I think we mentioned this before. It's like the character, right? Like you become, that's more important than the result,
Yep.
achievement. So, but like, I'm just saying like, that's like a black swan. Just like most of it will be linked to health in to be honest.
in
which
some
we don't
capacity,
focus
yes,
on.
you're
Yeah.
right, yes. And the sort of unfortunate thing with health is there are things you can have control over, so much control over, but at times there's some things that are just out of your control. Like some of the most healthiest people that live a very healthy lifestyle, and not everyone, but unfortunately get diagnosed with cancer or get diagnosed with diabetes, for example. And then, or, you could be crossing the road and someone might hit you. Like out of nowhere, like you could be completely just fine crossing the road, gone, so that's the sad part. Like there's so much control that you have and you do everything you can to make it right and be good. But sometimes it's just unavoidable with health. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, there's like genes and things like that, but yeah, that is true. Like some things you just that's what's Black Swan, right? You just never would have expected it. Now it's completely changed your worldview and your goals and your purpose and everything. But obviously, you do it to your best capacity to look after yourself.